He's going Blade Master, going up against the Demon. So looking very standard so far, and we have a fast 2-burrow play here. That is a bit unusual. Normally against Talons, you try to make as few grunts as possible, because of course later they'll be very, very weak with a heavy armor. That looks like Lin wants to apply big pressure before the Talons are truly ready.
And that seems to be the big change in orc openings this tournament. Lots of pressure with the Blade Master. Keeping the town portal is a development for sure. But we go into a little bit of a creeping game with Immolation to get that fast level 3 Demon Hunter. Can the Blade Master catch up? Is the question, as he's not diving into the Night Elf base, but rather creeps the Shadow Priest himself.
All right. First circlet picked up. These sentry wards can be very helpful. Both with them now will be scouting quite well. Fast level 2 for the Demon. He's going to have to make an important choice early. Is he going to go mana burn or not? It's of course going to be very helpful for the Demon to have evasion, but not having the burn against the second hero can be a problem later. And the Blade Master shows up in the main base and will try to harass a bit here. But the grunts are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, keeps them back. That is interesting. One of the archers caught. No pressure on the Moonwell. This is nice. Now it's nighttime. Blade Master has no dust. And Kaho, he doesn't really care about the Blade Master pressure in the base. He's juggling the Wisp. Works out perfectly. Creeping the Murlocs away from Lin's side. That will certainly slow down the Shadow Hunter. Dude, he's not even using the Moonwell. He just micros.
And with 3 archers here, I mean, they don't do that much damage against the Blade Master, but slowly they will whittle him down. And of course, there's no heal salves, because the shop was skipped for a long time, as we see so often nowadays by orcs. But Lin also has 3 grunts out already, very early, and with that he can creep heavily. Oh, and the first sneaky move by Kaho. Hunter's Hall on the high ground. He's hiding the tech.
Amazing. So rare to see a move like this in Warcraft 3. And this means Dryads. I don't think he goes into bears, right?
Cool thing about this is also, Kaho knew that there was a sentry ward in his main base. He just dewarded with his own sentry. So he knew Lin saw the main for a long time. So Lin felt very secure in having seen all the buildings. And then he goes for a follow-up fake out with the Hunter's Hall on the high ground. And he's walling off the main with the shop, which always makes you think that it's going to be Talons. But we know it's going to be something else, or at least it should be.
This is amazing, man. When do you see a curveball thrown like that? Like the Talon base build, the Talon wall off, Talon archer numbers, and then it's not Talons. But does that change so much for Lin? He's going into walkers immediately, with raiders of course, but that can work against Dryads and Talons alike.
Oh. Later on against Bears also could be really good if we get there. Chat noticed that it said 3 out of 5 wisps in the gold mine. That is a bug, guys. Don't get confused by that. That is, yeah, not quite proper. Proper leveling for the Demon Hunter, though. He's at the Merc camp, gonna finish this one in a bit, and it's gonna be a quick level 3 for him. But Lin with the grunts wants to cause a bit of a ruckus.
Okay, but the Golem goes to Kaho now. Thank you, Spike. Thank you, Doom Train, for the sub. We get a Keeper second. Now the lores are coming up. Lin knows, of course, can't make any adjustments to his build anymore, and that Keeper is gonna be a smart deer.
Yeah, good follow-up scout by Lin. Checks out the main after he didn't have a sentry anymore, saw the lores, and backs up with the grunts quickly. That's important, because of course the Keeper coming out will have Entangle. So we know it's lore play. I was talking about this tournament for like 1.5 weeks, that sometimes lore play is attempted. Moon seems to look the best with it, but it is not easy to pull off for Night Elf. So I'm curious here what this is gonna be. We see an early armor upgrade for Kaho. That signifies probably Dryads instead of a fast tier 3 for Bears.
Yeah, we talked about Dryads a lot. Like, if you don't have the proper micro to control them, they can look weak. Oh, hold on. Shadow Hunter immediately under pressure. So is the Keeper. Keeper has, of course, Entangle. That Shadow Hunter, whoa, killed with the mana burn. There was just selves, no potion. Lin, why so greedy? That carry second hero is just benched for half a minute, and another grunt might be falling as well. Kaho demolishes the War Chief.
Perfect timing for the level 3 demon with the boots. He's got the level 2 immolation. This is so much damage. Lin not anticipating all this damage to be coming out. And that is huge plays. The other grunt at least was saved. Demon very hurt. If he makes it back home and can heal up, Kaho will have a big lead. He's gonna in fact TP home to be on the safe side. Kaho knows he doesn't want to throw away this advantage.
Here we have a lot of moon juice. Exactly. If the Blade Master catches him, he's probably dead. My point was that Kaho has great micro, and great micro goes along very, very well with Mass Dryads.
And sometimes it feels like you need a lead with Dryads, and now he has the lead. But of course the game is far from over. The Shadowhunter, that's great for Orc, always is a good second hero choice. Whether you're playing against Talons, or Hunts, or Dryads, all that stuff is unarmored. Oh, Blade Master, in a bit of a pickle here, getting surrounded, but the mana potion gets him out of dodge.
Yeah, that he stole because he got the Ogre Magi. Not bad by Lin, a little follow-up on that Shadowhunter loss. Maybe it was calculated. It's of course not very expensive, just in time. Dispel against a possible Hex, which is not the build that Lin is going for. But against Spirit Link, if you want to focus something, that is of course very, very helpful. So Lin, he's going for a War Mill now. What's the follow-up play?
Yeah, he may just want to get reinforced defenses. Dryads are very bad at taking out buildings and bases, especially when they have fortified armor. Speaking of armor, second armor upgrade for Dryads coming in quickly. Wow. I love that. I've been preaching about Dryad armor for a long time. It helps so tremendously to mitigate the damage on them. Otherwise, they just die so fast and feed the enemy heroes super quickly.
Shadowhunter could have used the big potion, but it's not up there. Blade Master scouts once again, and Lin is getting ready for a little bit of a macro game here with Pillage Resurged. Kodos are coming into the mix as well. He sees, hey, there's a tier 3 happening. Kodo Beast, very good against bears.
Yes, absolutely. Lin is building a good counter-bear army. He's got the Ensnare from the Raiders for the lockdown. He's got the Shadowhunter for the healing, and the Walkers for the damage, plus the Kodos with the Devour. And this is the big benefit of the new Orc build where you keep the TP. You can go...
Ooh, Shadowhunter killed again with the TP! He tried to swap it, Lin calls for the game, and that's 1-0 for the Wonder Boy. Doesn't even look phased. Amazing performance he does what Moon wasn't able to do and take a map off of Kaho. Front to back, great performance. I was curious, Remo, before the start of this game, is this guy able to preserve his amazing shape from Tuesday? The answer is yes, hell yes.
Yeah, well played by Kaho, but I think also perhaps the reason why he's not so thrilled about this win is he knows he got lucky. He didn't just kill the Shadowhunter once, which was a mistake by Lin. He killed him twice, which was a second mistake by Lin losing a hero. That normally never happens. So this was certainly bad play by Lin, but also Kaho lucking out a bit, if we're honest. But I really love the way he still played this game. The fast Demon Hunter creeping, picking up all these items, ignoring the Blade Master for a long time, keeping the main base safe with the Wisp juggling. He knew there was no salves, the archers could deal with it, and he went for level 2 immolation on level 3. Not everybody does this, especially when you have mana burn selected as well. And that could mess with the Shadowhunter creeping super, super well. Lin not anticipating and getting caught off guard there on map 1.
Not a bad start to the series for Kaho, and now we move on to Northern Isles. This is Orc territory, and Lin has showed multiple times in recent past that he has some great comeback ability. He needs them. He's down a map. Let's go map 2.
Northern Isles, oftentimes a map where we see Keeper, depending on the player, especially Moon, a big fan, Foggy, a big fan. Normally it always seemed to me like Kao's favorite hero is the Demon Hunter, but the Keeper of course has very different strengths. We see a fast level 2 creep over at the Tuskars, which is not exactly the norm either.
Okay, go for a consumable. Go for the instant level 2. What does that indicate? It indicates a Keeper. Indeed! Good call by Mr. Remo Demo. Seems like he knows a thing or two about this 20-year-old game.
Yeah, the Demon Hunter creeping with immolation on this map is okay. but it's not amazing. And I think perhaps the biggest issue is your second hero creeping is very tough on this map indeed. And once you have a couple of levels, you can normally expand fairly well here with a bit of a proxy. Scouting for the Orc and also punishing the Keeper is crucial on Northern Isles. If you do it well, if you play it properly, you can do it. That's why the game of focus in the group stage upset me a bit when he allowed a level 3 Keeper for free on Northern Isles. That is not something that you can do.
It upset Remo so much that he's still angry about it 1 week later. But yeah, I totally agree. That was way too much freedom for the Keeper of the Grove, and then he was punished for it, rightfully so. We got a Hunter's Hall in the base pretty early. There's always a little bit of discussion what to go for. Is it the Hunter's Tradition? Is it the tech? Is it the expansion? Huntress first for a little bit more map control.
The first item for the Blade Masters is Slippers. That is amazing. Keeper gets 1 of Mana Sealing. Oh, that's also really good. Especially in the early game. Look at Lin's build. He goes for no shop, again, obviously, and a 1-burrow tech. And he didn't scout with a peon. He saved all that lumber. His tech is giga fast. But he has very little scouting information.
He's getting that now. Inventory also fantastic with Slippers and Circlet. And Kaho is making a move across the map with an interesting path. Going not through the middle, where he might be exposed, but rather through the red spot.
He's going to steal this camp away, or at least the item from the Shadowhunter second. That's also valuable. But the Keeper is running out of mana soon. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get level 3, even if he's left alone. I think the reason why Lin here is playing no Peon Scout is because on this map, you can get consumables really easy from the Murlocs, and the likelihood of getting something to scout here is huge. Replenishment Potion is actually not what you want, because that doesn't give you scouting.
Once again, a little ahead of me, but okay, here we go with the Observer Wards. Off we go. Ring of Region on the other side, where Kaho was creeping 2.3, taking experience away from the Shadow Hunter, catching the Blade Master again. Mind you, no heal cells because of it. Went of Mana Stealing, reveal. He has Entangle. Is he willing to use it? A little bit late with that Wisp. Could have been, oh, couldn't have been a block since this was Windwalk, but could have maybe detonated. More map control for Kaho. 2 Treants. Get away with it. It's gonna be quite tricky to creep the Shadowhunter up to 3.
But the good thing is, you're gonna have tier 2 tech really, really fast. And what's that gonna be? Is it the Shaman standard looking for the counter expansion? Or is it gonna be the Walker play once more? Lin doesn't exactly know what's coming. Well, I guess he saw the Huntress. That is a big tell. That should not mean talents then.
Yeah, 100%. That would be too expensive. Tier 3 would be too late. It is an expansion. It's coming up in the south. And Lin's Watcher Ward is very, very close to it. But Lin feels like he lost track. He's moving around. Can't find Kaho.
Yeah, that's the downside when you don't scout early. You can't slow down the Keeper at the beginning. Gets level 2 really easily and gets really close to level 3. Sling the Tuskar camp here is huge. Is that level 3 already?
Wow.
Needs 1 more, but will get it. And it's a great start for the Keeper. But Lin's fast tech could perhaps make up for it.
So now I kind of question, how do you even get level 2 on the Shadowhunter? Like, the natural is gone, the big one at least. The consumable is gone on the right-hand side. That is level 3. There's no Dispel yet. We go for Shaman, okay, but that will still take some time. I'm in love with Kaho's creep route.
And that's the Entangle. That's an easy kill. Gonna be traded for a Huntress. Oh, no, gonna TP out. Values the Huntress this much to use the TP. And that's a save. 1 grunt goes down. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Shadowhunter will have a bit of a tough time creeping. Now he could go for the lab, then the green expansion, maybe? But then it's going for bigger plays. Into the middle. Okay. Wants to snipe the Warlord. Ooh, that looks a bit risky.
He's up with Hex, so he can get a little bit of control in this fight alongside the Shaman that are coming out, the late Raiders. Kaho, of course, needs a second hero from the Tavern to catch up in speed, and that is obviously the Alchemist, as he oftentimes is. But I think Kaho can just pull back. Mana Stone, of course, fantastic for Lin. Can just pull back, work on this Expo, play the game from there, and he only has to be active once Lin is going for the counter expansion.
Yeah, but Kaho's second base mining is still going to take a long time, plus he doesn't have a TP anymore. So if he moves across the map, especially against Hex, that is a concern. May have to buy a new TP, that's expensive, as of course mining still isn't active there yet, but it will soon be. Big snipes though from Lim in the middle. He's going to get both items, perhaps won't be creeping the entirety of the camp, but oh my god. Mana, Stone, and Sobi. Holy hell.
Well, it's gonna be an army of frogs. Or a lot of healing. Or a lot of serpent wards. We'll see about that. Almost lasted there. Almost lasted again, but Lin a little bit quicker with the damage rolls. A roaming keeper to slow Lin down even further. Work on the second base and then just overwhelm with mass as we've seen so many times. And Lin stuck at level 2, 3, 1.8. It's not where you want to be at this stage of the game.
一位玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
Lindo closing in on 40 supply. Shadowrunner levels are, I think, the biggest concern here. But he's got a good number of Shaman, the upgrade is coming, he's got now a Wyvern and a War Mill on the way. If Lin plans his expansion, the counter expansion, within the next minute, I think he could still be in a decent spot. But Kaho is also getting stronger. He's got the Scroll of Healing and the Scroll of the Beast. For the next big fight, if he uses these, that's going to be big advantages for him.
Yeah, there's only single target dispel, which is quite expensive. So this will be a lot of damage, especially when he might want to push the stronghold. Lin was at the expansion, saw it, wasn't able to cancel it though, so this will be additional mining in no time. One Wyvern, which you always see on Concealed, you sometimes see on Northern Isles. Lin knows he has to catch up, and a Wyvern is a good way of doing so.
Blade Master's keeping the Keeper busy, getting 1 or 2 cancels. Oh, might be forced into a TP here.
Oh, do we have Sentinels? No, we don't. Archer range is coming. Blade Master trying to get away. Oh, is that enough? I don't think the damage is there. He couldn't follow up with an acid bomb. A little bit misposition on the Alchemist. There was a lot of mana burned, but... Oh, did he have to? No, he didn't have to apply a second self. Right on the edge. Shadowhunter making it to level 3 at the 8-minute 50 mark. That is indeed late. Alchemist able to catch up.
And Lin is not counter-expanding. He's got so much gold, waiting to spend it. I wonder what it is. Scrolls, maybe? Blade is in the middle. So is the Keeper. Might be getting caught here.
Who's caught with whom is the question. Wyvern is in. Protection scroll. Here comes the Hex though. Is that a big kill? He had the Wisp ready for exactly that. And now the Hunts are here as well. So are the Peons. There's a tower push.
Alright, this is the big all-in. Lin has 1 scroll and also there's 1 scroll on the other side. Supply is looking fairly even. But there's a slight lead on the Night Elf. But the Serpent Ward's, of course, so powerful. Scrolls being popped, Scroll of Protection, Scroll of the Beast. But Kaho has to back up.
Yep, this is not looking too good. Another Hex, another Focus, almost a 4-point surround, no TP. How do you save this Keeper? You don't. What a play by Lin. The push has been abandoned, but damage has been done. Great mind for the game displayed by Lin.
Yeah, sick trades. And now also with a bit of time, you can swap these items around. Put the Sobi on the Shadowhunter, put the rings on the Blade Master. There's still optimization to be done, and that was a great trade for Lin indeed. But Kaho's mining off of 2 bases. He is, again, with a supply lead. More archers are coming, and the Keeper has maned up again.
Yeah, Lin's game plan, of course, to be in the Night Elf base didn't really work. He had to step back. Keeper was bought back at the tavern. That is expensive and costs a lot of moon juice, but at least he's there. Consumables are gone. Hex on the Archer. Okay, was nighttime, he had no reveal. Maybe that's the reason he really wanted it. And, you know, you can spam everything you want when you have Mana Stone and Sobi.
Yeah, these items are pretty sick, but the AP here at the expansion also a big help. Perhaps it would be worth considering swinging over into the main base instead. There's no AP there, and there's Ancient of War, at least 1 exposed. If that one's taken out, then production is going to be hindered. Lin still with lots of gold. Not pushing into upkeep. Now he is. More Raiders, more Shaman. Kaho, can he hold again here like he did in the group stage on Concealed Hill? If he holds this push, this game should be his.
Can't really use the Engine of War in defense because they are needed for production. Always Wisps here. Detonate coming in as well on the Shaman. That was a big hit, actually. Archers so far safe in the back. We have Lightning Shield. Let's see how well he can put this to use. Raider falling quickly. That Detonate didn't do too much, but the Acid Bomb absolutely does. Both players are losing unit left and right.
Especially Kaho seems to be losing quite a bit. The Alchemist healing always getting interrupted. The Hex here coming in clutch. Of course, there's no heal wave, but Lin seems to have perhaps just enough. Lin has the supply lead. Kaho on the ropes.
Dire Straits indeed. This is 3 more units about to fall. Sick execution by Lin. Is there a comeback possible for Kaho? Doesn't seem like it, but the longer the trade goes, the more problematic becomes the lumber for the Orc, even though he has a Sobi. Shop is coming up in the back. Keeper is in shop range, goes for a potion right away. No mistakes there done, really. But he also needs mana desperately. 400 gold for Kaho on only 34 supply. Lin, you have to decide this here and now.
Mana potion on the Keeper, trying everything to hold, but it's only level 1 tree and it's not that good. They're getting the spell, and the Blade Master all of a sudden is level 4, and there's no way out anymore. GG is called. Lin with an important win on map 2 ties up the series. Won't be dropping 0-2. Very important for the rest of this best of 5. Nicely played by Lin. Even if the early game didn't go perfectly, I would say still decent. He had a fast tech. He did get the levels in the end. He got some scrolls, and he only lost 1 grunt in the early game. One thing I would like to add, though, crazy items, dude. Mana Stone and Sobi.
Slippers, exactly. Also the tiny little items. Also watch awards, absolutely fantastic. From start to finish, a little lucky cow with a good game plan. So, this is not working out, shaking his head in the process at the end of the game. But that's kind of the nature of the system as well. If players are even, the first map is the neutral ground, then it's loser's choice. And this was the first loser's choice map, which should give him the biggest advantage that he has throughout the series. So a 1-1 is rather normal. No reason to worry for Kaho.
And we see Kaho's next map pick is going to be Concealed Hill. And that might be quite indicative of his priorities and his preferences. He's not choosing a talent map. He doesn't favor the Demon Hunter play so much apparently in this matchup. Concealed Hill normally is set in stone. Must be a keeper, must be huntresses, must be an expansion, unless he can make lures work here. But that is a tall order.
Kaho surprised us before. The lore play on Last Refuge. Let's see if he does this again, or if he goes in for the normal mass tier 1. And will Lin be lucky again? Will he be as harassive as before? I don't even know if that's a word, and I don't really care. Once again, the tail of the tape, absolute juggernauts here. There's only 1 Orc and 1 Night Elf remaining, as it goes for all races in this winner bracket. But Kaho, I feel like he has to make something work here, has to do damage here. You can't afford Lin to pick up momentum.
Yeah, and that's not going to be easy to pull off. I feel like Lin has not just learned, but studied Concealed Hill to absolute mastery. He has played this map so many times, has had many inventions that were quite innovative. Wyvern play comes to mind, mirror image plays, counterattack strategies, even late game witch doctors to look for run-bys. Lin knows this map like the back of his hand and has many different openings available. This is an advantage, I would say, for Orcs in the early game. The Night Elves very limited with their early creep route, whereas the Orc can choose from many different ones.
Well, then let's see what it is, Remo. Round 3. Who claims match points on Concealed Hill? 23-year-old Kaho, maybe on the way to one of his very few winner bracket finals. Lin, of course, has won almost every single tournament there's ever been. WCG, BlizzCon, WGL, you name it. When Lin was starting to win tournaments, Kaho learned to speak. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's been very exciting to see Kaho grow and mature in this scene. He has gotten to such a high level. Really, really inspiring. One of the few to challenge the legends of old. Thank you, by the way, Doomtrain, gifting 2 subs. Much appreciated. It is the Keeper here again. That shouldn't surprise us too much. Question is, will it be a standard Huntress expansion play again?
Alright, and can Lin disrupt it a little better than before? Blade Master on the last map was in position, but couldn't do any damage to it, rather going for the Moonwells in the base, which turned out to be a pretty smart choice. We talked about the comeback ability of Lin, and obviously we have to raise the same question for Kaho, but the question is very easy to answer. He was down 0-2 versus Happy. He won the series 3-2. Does he have comeback potential? Absolutely yes.
Keeper running across the map right away. Hasn't selected a skill point yet. That could be some Entangler ass against the peons. And that can be painful on tier 2. Lin also looking aggressive. Goes for the circlet. Yeah, once he can afford it. And we see the Hunter Saw. Lin should see it soon as well. But this Keeper could do some serious damage.
Goes for both sides, right? We've seen this plenty of times in this matchup. There is a Hunter Saw and a Moonwell up for grabs, as well as peons, but as well as Wisp, but also peons. So the lumber department will certainly be harassed, and for Kaho, he's supply blocked now.
Is he gonna get that second peon though? Yes, he is. Second peon successful already. If he gets another one, that would be pretty bad for Lin. Also, that could be level 2 for the Keeper if the peon is not denied. But yeah, the Moonwells are going down. It's painful for both. Wait. He got 3 peons already. He's gonna get a 4th one.
Wow.
Because of attack here, a huge help. And Lin is losing a massive amount of economy.
Neither of the players were able to go for a staff. That would have been, of course, a big help. Moonwells. Oh, he finds it. Nice scout by Lin. Is it a kill though? It absolutely is, but only a detonate. Kaho builds Moonwells all across Concealed Hill. Keeper is moving back. Telestaff should be available. There we go. Finally, the first hero is able to defend at home.
Yeah, Lin is low lumber, but look at Kaho. He had to remake Wisps. He's still not teching. Should be started in a moment, but this is going to be around a 2-minute tech lead. That is pretty crazy. But the Blade Master also is looking underleveled. This game looking a bit unusual compared to what we normally tend to see in this matchup. Heavy economic losses on both sides, and now both have to improvise a bit. This game isn't going down the normal route.
Exactly, and when things go weird, who does this favor? Lin, with 21 years of competitive experience, should be able to read the game properly. He probably knows how far ahead he is, given that he sees the tech only now. Lumber is at 200. He can't build 2 buildings at the same time, but he should still be far ahead when it comes to tier 2.
The grunts are hiding in the corner. No ultravision anymore. Harder to spot them. What's Lin doing with these grunts? He can commit heavy with them, because again, he has the TP. Can save them if necessary from Entangle, Focus Fire, but now finally going to creep a bit up here. Easy to get these turtles, get the experience there, and then can again threaten the Moonwells. And of course also these Moonwells getting, you know, attacked and cancelled over and over. This should mean quite a bit less Moon Juice than later on.
What's the adjustment? Going for an early attack upgrade, one of the few things that he can go for in the verge of tier 2. Blade Master can't really hit too much anymore, can force a little bit of juggling, checks what's being built. We don't see a second engine of war, right? For Kaho.
No, I guess it's a bit too early for that. You want to get the second hero out first and start the expansion. Once the expansion gets ready, it's probably the time for it.
True,
Right, Keeper now home to defend, but it's only level 1 Entangle. It's not that strong. Lin will TP out here, probably. Trying to save that grunt.
Keeps the Wisp intact. That grunt last second, but a save. Okay. Diminishing losses at the end of the early game, and now Kaho reaches tier 2 soon as well. We see a hut, we see a war mill to make up for the lack of lumber. But nobody is really in a position where he wants to be at, but it's definitely a priority to creep up now.
Yeah, interesting. Now we have to take stock of the game. Who is looking better? What has really happened here? Keeper not being level 3 is a bit annoying for Kaho, despite the fact he was creeping rather extensively early. He's still missing that level up. With level 3, we're very scary. He's got really good items, though. Double claws and circlet. And he took the claws away from the Blade Master side of the map. So this blade will most likely be quite under-equipped the whole game.
As much as I have a fetish for big red numbers, that's a good thing for Kaho. He can rise up a little bit against the Serpent Wards, who don't do much against heroes. Only again... Whoa, what? This is tier 3 by Kaho?
Yeah, that's something we see pretty rarely. Lawlight sometimes used to play this. Keeper hunts into tier 3, transition later into triple hero. And archers, as normally I think what Knives tend to do when they think like the game has not gone good enough for them to try to go for an expansion. An expansion could be punished and their downfall in the end. And this means, yeah, that this game is going to be looking indeed very different from the normal games in Concealed Hill. But Lin saw it very early. That was valuable. And I always feel like actually Orc tier 3 is a really good counter to this. Just Grunt and Shaman, Bloodlust. Really good to get to the archers in the back. But with such low lumber because of the peon losses, not sure if Lin can really afford that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you say. He's investing into fortified defenses. Tier 3 is massive. Could also add a third hero. TC offers a lot if you want to take experience away from the first 2 heroes you get. He knows that grunts will be more important. Here comes the upgrade. Acid Bomb on the Shadow Hunter. Can't lose him again. There's Entangle. Nothing to save this SH really, is there? Maybe a speed scroll. Can he reach? The little birdie with the 2 claws gets rid of the second hero again and the Shaman as well. Cow, do you even need tier 3? Or will you finish the game right here?
Yeah, Lin with a weird choice here, to be so aggressive when the Keeper was obviously fairly strong, and also, he used the one Shaman he had, he used the Purge on the Treant, when he knew he could get entangled, and he didn't have enough mana for a second Purge. That was a big mistake by Lin. This was basically 2 mistakes in a row, and Kaho gladly taking that gift, looking for more follow-up kills, gets here perhaps more. Yep, that's another Shaman going down.
God.
And chasing after the Grunt, that one falls as well. And this is a very, very rough mid-game for Lin.
4 units and a hero, Remo, and a speed scroll. That is incredible. And this was probably the weakest that Kaho will be for the remainder of the game. Tier 3 is about to unfold. We'll get orbs, Potom, archer upgrades, Moonwell upgrades, all the upgrades. How do you come back if you're Lin? He can't tech tier 3 now.
Trying for the Shadow again with the Wisp block. He gets level 2. The Purge is there. Maybe a little bit late, but gets the shop in time. Heal Potion is needed. But units for Lin, again, exposed. The Huntress is right now still good. While there's little piercing damage, while the Serpent Wards aren't strong yet, Kaho playing this really well. This mid-game tempo. But needs to be careful as well.
Okay, here's the Hex! Is that enough? Heal Spray not cancelled! How? Then that is the healed scroll on top of things. Entangle onto the Shadow Hunter. Not going for a surround. Keeper still being hunted. But Lin calls the game. And all of a sudden, Kaho is 1 map away from the winner bracket final. What a comeback on Concealed.
Yeah, nicely done by Kaho. Playing it well. And I thought the other day, you know, Kaho, I think like is looking more and more like a player, perhaps comparable to Happy, who always is there to be ready for the punish. I almost want to call him the Punisher, because when Lin makes mistakes, which is normally rare, he is there to take advantage of it. And we saw that also in his other games. And Lin's making a few more mistakes than normal, especially on map 1 with the Shadowrunner losses. I guess it was the same here again. He lost the Shadowrunner not once, but twice. And you can't afford to do that. And why? Why did Lin run across the map with a level 1 Shadow when he knew the Keeper was level 3? And then he uses the Purge to not have it ready for his second hero. Weird to see Lin make these, honestly, pretty obvious mistakes.
Prior to today, Lin had lost exactly 1 map in this tournament. And that was to Kaho. Now he lost 2 in 1 day. Will Kaho make it 3? What a performance, man. Also, he's not a one-trick pony. It's not that he only excels in the micro that we've seen against Happy. No, he makes great choices. He has great strategies as displayed on Last Refuge with the Hidden Hunter's Hall. He has great comeback potential as we've seen in the series versus Happy. He's not getting deterred from an early 0-2. He's just a whole package.
Yeah, I'm also quite impressed with Kaho. How could you not be? If he makes it through here into the next round, beating first Happy and then Lin, I mean, that is the cream of the crop. if 1-0 is his next opponent, if he wins later as well, that would be quite something indeed. But Lin, I didn't expect this. Didn't expect him here to falter today. But as champions are, they can always bounce back. And Lin has still room for improvement. Honestly, big mistakes today, especially on the Shadowhunter. Lin, yeah, proving to have more vulnerability today than we saw before. And Moon must be thinking to himself, God damn it, dude, why couldn't you play like this yesterday?
Exactly. But also, Lin can be a whole different beast with a snap of the finger. We've seen him go down 0-3 against Happy, and then all of a sudden, things click, he wins 4 games in a row, and just, he needs a little bit of momentum, maybe. Kaho was the roadblock after the first win by Lin, and he can't be too sure that Lin will continue to play this way. Next up is once again Lin's loser's choice, it's Terraner's Stand, and that can be a great map for ORC, could also be a fantastic Demon Hunter leveling map. We've talked about this throughout the entirety of the tournament, but Kaho has match points. There's 3 gods in Warcraft 3 who basically share all the tournaments between them. That is of course Happy, that is 1-2-0, and that is Lin. If Kaho eliminates 2 gods back to back, my god, what a statement.
He could do it. One more map is all he needs. I would say, though, Terraner's Stand is a very Orc-favored map, especially because of how good it is for Orc expansion play. And you level up the Shadowhunter, you get the Serpent Wards nice and ready. It feels like Night Elf has to play Talons here, because with the Huntress expansion, you just don't normally get a lead against the Orc expansion because the Orc can expand so well here. So I'm interested to see what Kaho is going to pull out of the hat now. Maybe even inspired more to do something unusual with the lead he has.
All right. Match points Kaho. Upper left-hand side. Engine of War towards the shop. Clear indicator for Demon Hunter. Lin, what's the change in your early game? Compared to Happy, he's oftentimes able to identify weaknesses and mistakes and also realize opportunities within a series, where Happy is probably stronger from series to series. Sometimes takes a day, but then Happy has the perfect answer. Lin, you need this skill right now.
We do see a Demon Hunter first here. Should not surprise us. Immolation creeping on this map is insanely good. And Lin, by the way, again, I think this was the whole series, right? Not peon scouting. He's saving the resources. He doesn't appreciate the scouting information that much. And I think on this map, I guess it makes also quite a bit of sense. It's mainly the Keeper who you really don't want to let creep for free. But if you trade experience with a Demon Hunter, that might be fine.
But that's gonna be tough, isn't it? Immolation creep so strong here, almost impossible to prevent level 3, and at the same time going for your level 3, a little bit questionable. Demon Hunter is out. We see, ooh, mercenary camp creep instead of harass.
Ooh, that's a good immolation creep. Hitting 4 targets at the same time. Very nice. Blade gets the first item here. Only a cloak, but he did go for an early shop this time. Wants to have heal salves, wants to be able to contest the middle. There's some very valuable items, of course, at the greens. Those claws and gloves and rings. Both players would enjoy.
There we go. Circlet available. Also illusions on the Demon Hunter. Boom, level 2. And Lin, what's your creep route? So far, just green into green. Trying to stack up this blade. Yeah, not going for the mercenary camp just yet. Lin was a little lucky against Moon when Moon didn't do the right clicks and burned the wrong targets. Can he be as lucky once again here?
Good opening so far for Lin, I'd say. He's getting some items, he's getting some experience. Not that much, but you know, a bit. And he's scouting with the grunt. Wow, that's a crazy fast expansion. 3 minutes in, before the tier 2, with the grunt close by, no less.
Yeah, he feels a bit ballsy. Goes for the mercenary camp now. Lin is aware. This is the timing. Speed scrolls in. Mana burn of the Demon Hunter. That's the kill and the big mana potion. He can immolate until the end of days.
Then wants to take the rest of the creep camp and perhaps most importantly the Berserker. Yeah, there it is. And that's a big win for Lin. But he doesn't see the expansion, dude. It's coming up undetected so early. This is going to be a big advantage. And that's a smart play by Kaho. He knows this map is really good for orc expansions. But what if he just expands much earlier? He will still have that economic edge.
Wow. Crazy
Blade.
to identify this.
Oh,
Is revealed.
Blade sees it now, though.
Okay.
Can he tear it down?
He has a claw. And there's no entangle, of course, but you don't want to expose yourself too much to this damage. And Kaho gets the expo up, gets the Hunter's Hall up. Still needs to creep here. And Lin, can you punish this? You need to.
Yeah, he did some quick calculation in his head. He had Grunt and Berserker close by, but he felt like he didn't have the damage to actually tear it down. So the Blade Master is going to continue to run interference, and the Grunt and Berserker creep in the meantime. Shadowhunter coming out, and considering the map, I would expect Lin to try to go for fast counter expo.
Yeah, it's so safe. You can play Bomberman a bit, but that's also expensive. Blade Master harassing now, as orcs oftentimes do. There's no danger of being walled in or something, and if there is, there's a tele staff, of course, to play against that. Kaho's wisp juggling, by the way, throughout the entire series, exceptional. Did he lose a single wisp to the blade across the 4 maps we've seen now? Just so good.
Whoa! Double bestiary! That means no expansion.
I
We're
thought
gonna
you're
go
the Lin fanboy
Kaho.
number 1. You should know him better.
And also, by the way, on the Nido side, we have Demon Hunter into double Ancient of War. Kaho surprising us here, being a bit unpredictable. And he just used the Crystal Ball, but I don't think he saw the main. He didn't see the double Bestiary. The Raiders into Wyvern could be very scary, especially against Huntresses. Kaho needs to find out soon and get archers ready.
Exactly. Like, you want to transition into archers at a certain point of the late game, but usually that's like 2.5, 3 minutes in, when the Shadowhunter is reaching high levels. That is not the case here. Lin, Wyvern, of course, fantastic, because they can hit the Entangled Gold Mine from over the water.
Bro, what? Pit Lord?
The big bad booty daddy. Was that a misclick, or is that just greatness? It reduces the damage of Wyvern a lot. Cleaving against Raiders is fantastic.
Cleaving against Wyvern, of course, useless.
That is, of course, correct.
At the moment, anti-air is super limited. Oh, Kaho needs to figure out about this Wyvern. I mean, we have no Wyvern yet, but they should be added, I'm pretty sure. We want to have a few Raiders at the start, get Ensnare, have some lockdown. But Ensnare plus Wyvern DPS, real good. Blade Master, by the way, cancel the Haunted Gold Mine. I mean, the Entangled. That was quite valuable already. If you could do it a second time, that would be huge. But I don't think he's quite in time.
Man, imagine you're such a chat that you can eliminate Lin from a winner bracket by playing a Pit Lord second. Okay, we got a potential Rain of Fire build. Huntress out. He still doesn't know too well. Raiders are coming. It's not even Wyvern. It's just Raiders.
It's pure Raiders. Absolutely. Kao's army, though, at the moment, really weak. He's got lots of supply, also, you know, in workers, Shredder, Wisps, and so on. He's got like 5 units at the moment. Lin's creeping the lab. He's getting level 3, and he can go for Mercs if he wants. I mean, he's creeping, you know, the Merc camp. Trying now to steal scrolls away. Oh, and he got it. Gets the first scroll. The second one still takes a while.
Nicely done. Shadowhunter also went of mana stealing. Ooh. Never wrong.
Kao's taking so much damage from creeping. Bro. Whoops.
Happens to... Oh, ow, Ensnare. Yo, this is the perfect time to strike for Lin. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, this is a very tough hold. How do you hold here? How do you even heal? So many of the units are ultra hurt.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see about that. No Nature's Blessing at all. And we just go for the tree. Of course we do. Pit Lord not in position for the Howl. All the Wisp for the repair. Being ensnared and killed. And that's the easiest tree snipe of Lin's life.
Alright. The expansion falls down. How much did it mine? Not that much, right?
No. Basically nothing. It was so expensive. Okay, Lin.
Now,
Game 5. I'm in for it.
and now Kaho is stuck on one base in the late game with mass hunts. That is not what you want, really. And then he's gonna just gonna keep playing hit and run.
Yeah.
Oh, he's creeping with a Shadow Hunter. And now he has pillage, and the Blade and the Raider's gonna go for some pillage play. I love it.
Can he exploit that and kill the Shadowhunter? There's so little control. There's no ensnare. There's no slow. There's nothing in Kaho's army to come back.
Yeah, and these Raiders can just run around the map endlessly.
Exactly.
No keeper here for the entangle, of course. Rough spot. Very rough spot for Kaho. In what is already an unusual game. When you have experience against in these kinds of games and have plenty of times, then you can, you know, kind of get a fair assessment of what is good here, what's the next right move, but has he been in a game like this before? I'm not sure.
Probably not, but he made this game so weird, kind of, with that Pit Lord, who got level 3. It's not that bad in a straight up fight, but you are not getting a straight up fight against the Smash Raider army. Why would you?
The good thing for the hunts is that there's no Serpent Wards. Perhaps a retrain might be in order later.
Oh, Raider's taking quite a bit of damage. So does the Pit Lord. He has an Invo Potion, but how to get out? Maybe with one of these TPs. Raiders fall here. Start a step. Can he get another hit out? One more. No. Nice control across the screen for Lin. That was once again good trades. And the Expo, of course, done. No gold advantage like we've seen before.
Okay, pretty interesting. This game could become very tactical. All about moving around the map, doing damage, maximizing your own damage against structures, minimizing that you're gonna take. And of course where Pillage is an amazing upgrade.
Exactly. Also bouncing glaives for structural damage, because you can't really repair against that. Same for Ensnare. Kaho carries 2 TPs, by the way. Not sure if you mentioned this yet, but yeah, high mobility. And now we kinda get a straight up fight. That's a bit dangerous for Lin, losing 2 Raiders in the process.
And like we oftentimes point out, Raiders great for ensnaring, great for taking out buildings, not so good at actual fighting.
Ooh, clutch heal wave. Running a bit out of consumables now. But as long as we're one base, Lin should be fine. But there's still a chance that Hunts overwhelm at a certain point.
Blade Master getting caught in the main base. Does he have the time for the staff? Ooh, dude, if there was a Shredder, this could have been a bit scary.
There is a Shredder, but he's not in range. And now the Shadow Hunter is here for healing. But again, taking a fight without the Demon Hunter here, who has a staff, could just jump in. Howl of Terror, fantastic. If he's moving forward, also, of course, great damage mitigation. And no shop up for Lin. He didn't rebuild it after the fight on the right-hand side.
Lin splitting his army. Blade Master going one way, Shadow the other. This may have to be a TP then. Lin has the resources for it. In fact, he has tons of resources. Over 1,000 gold there for a moment. Can take out one more Ancient of War. For funsies. TP home, rest is safe. And the shop will be done in a bit.
Gets a grunt. Doesn't get the grunt. A little bit of a roll, a low damage roll, maybe. Is there a transition? There is a transition to a second base once again for Kaho. Stays at 50. Lin used the heal scroll, rebuilt the shop, and is getting ready for an even bigger army.
Why no Wyvern? Wyvern would be so good here. Like, literally, it's a double counter. So good, the triple counter. So good against Hunts, so good to avoid cleave and immolation. Maybe if he goes into upkeep, but that is not yet the case.
Well, their damage output is not the greatest versus Howl. And there is no Dispel. Maybe that's why. But okay. Blade Master in, Pit Lord in. Finally, all 4 heroes represented. Big red numbers coming in as well. 132 critical strike. Pit Lord controlled well, not doing any damage right now. We just have a focus fire on the Demon Hunter who has a heal scroll and an invul potion. Needs it soon, gets it now. No invul on the Blade, so he's got to retreat here, and that is more time. Nice staff. That is more time for Kaho's Expo to grow.
Absolutely. This is buying a lot of time. Demon Hunter coming back in with the staff, ready to fight once more. But Lin also had a juicy heal scroll right there. Shadow Hunter now level 4, going for the level 2 Hex. Pretty nice against the Demon Hunter, but I wonder, should he retrain now? Serpent Wards would be so good. And the question is, does Lin know about this expansion in the north?
Oh. Can maybe assume it? Oh.
Yeah, so
Peon.
一座基地正遭到围攻。
Okay, that means he's probably going one direction, and that is north, exposing his main base a little bit. Shop down for the second time. Tiny bits of damage from this Huntress, but alright. Fortified is ready as well, and this is not the number of Hunters that you need to threaten an Orc base.
Lin trying to take out the expansion and then TP home to save his own main base. Yeah, with more Huntresses, this would be scary. But also peons in the burrows threatening these hunts. And it looks like Lin's plan should be working out here.
Yeah, no repair. And even if there's Wisps, they're gonna be Ensnared as well. That's a big trade. But maybe Kaho is just preparing for a second for a bigger push. But how do you create a bigger push when you're so short of resources? Gotta TP out. I think he's committing. No, he's not. That's 1 hunt down, 2 hunts down, and 3 hunts down. That feels like game. 16 foot down, and it is game! Lin ties it up. We go full distance. The winner bracket final is up for grabs for both of the players. Once again, Kaho goes into map 5, the decider. And Lin, nice recovery compared to the game prior.
Yeah, played this really well. Kaho tried to make things weird. He didn't play the norm. He played Demon Hunter not into talents, but trying to expand and go mass hunts. Hunt's good for the hit and run, but perhaps not so good in the straight up fights. Since there was no Serpent Wards though, he actually had a good opportunity to get something done, but Lin playing really well. Like his movement around the map, his ability to punish, and also making perfect use of the pillage upgrade. And at some point had a big economic lead and was able to bring this one on home. What is our last map? I wonder. Oh, I see it now, and I am delighted to see it because it's Twisted Meadows.
That is, of course, the advantage that Kaho has left after winning game 1. The neutral playground, the last map, is his. Against Happy, he didn't even need a map choice. Now he got that advantage to his chest. Is his heart beating a little faster now than usual? Such a big opportunity. Top 3 finish at TP League would cement him as one of the top 4 players in this entire scene, of course. And that on Twisted. But Lin, if he plays it as masterfully as before, he could just make it and then everything would be in order. Lin in the top 3, that's not big news. You don't hold the press for that. But Kaho with a huge opportunity now. Can he keep his nerves together and play better than on Terranas?
Predictions are up, fellas. Last map. Who's gonna win this one? We're on Twisted Meadows. Kaho in the bottom left, Lin in the top right. No easy Mercamp spawn. We're spawning close to the shop. And no Golem creep, by the way, for Lin. He wants to be more aggressive early. It might again be that aggressive stance without the TP being sold.
Many elves have planted many trees on Twisted Meadows. Is Kaho one of them? Or is that a different strat that he's aiming for? Lin also has to scout pretty much at all times. What's the strat gonna be? And we open things up with the Keeper.
The Keeper can be very good for expanding on this map and also for playing the hit and run style. If you play Demon, it seems like you're locked into one base, and on this map where talents are pretty bad, also locked into bears, kind of. And bears can get countered pretty hard. Keeper seems to be the go-to. And of course, Lin knows, especially once seeing the Keeper, that scouting for expansion is going to be crucial. And I think the first time this series, we actually see a peon scout for Lin. For him, it's important this time around to know what's going on. Especially, I guess, must find out if there's an early Ancient of War creep happening at a gold mine, which is a possibility. but not what Kaho was planning here.
Exactly. You could also go for the little green and then eat your way through the trees towards the mercenary camp and prepare a bigger push, but that is also not happening. Good for both to know what their opponents are doing to adjust accordingly. This camp with the Overseer should be safe and a nice little jump start, but no level 2 guaranteed. 0 experience on the Blade Master as well. And the harass. Is it starting or will Lin creep? Okay, creeping it is.
Then it's going to creep up a bit. The way this works on New Twisted Meadows, by the way, the small greens in the middle, if you creep 2 of those fully, that's level 2. And of course, if you take the bigger green, you need less experience to get the level up. Claws start. Again, very nice for the keeper. Oh, Proxy Ancient of War. Pretty close to Lin's main base.
Is he AP pushing?
What is this?
Is he AP pushing? We haven't seen a single AP push this entire best of 5, and maybe Lin doesn't have that in the back of his head today. Maybe he's not scouting enough, and then all of a sudden 3 trees are in your base, and all of a sudden you're in the lower bracket.
This peon scout is so important. Right now it's in the south, looking for a tree, sees nothing there. If Lin heads over to the main base for Kaho, this could already be a tell, but where he's not scouting is on the left-hand side. There could also be a tree on the left-hand side, close to the gold mine. This is what makes this map quite difficult, especially early game for the Orc. You don't know what's happening exactly, and it's basically impossible to scout for everything.
Thank you for the raid, Sarai. Hope you had a good stream. And thank you, Pew, for the 32-month sub. Oh, the calm before the storm. There's so much up for grabs here. Kaho doesn't look phased at all. So far, everything is going according to plan for him.
Oh, Lin is pulling the Merc camp. Is he trying to creep it or just get the Mercs? Both a viable option. During nighttime, many players love to go for the Merc camp. Creep that nice and quick. With the mercenaries, that should be doable. Kaho, though, might be doing the same. And seeing the double Ancient of War, we thought, oh, is this going to be a quick AP push? But the answer is no. He did start the tier 2 tech. Double Ancient of War into tier 2 without an expansion. This, again, is not a very standard build.
Not really, no. It is almost classic 2005-ish play. Of course, Kaho can't really know about that. He was 5 at that time. So yeah, mercenary camp it is. And what's the follow-up? A late expansion? Or some sort of push?
I like the mirror image second here on the blade a lot. This is going to help with scouting. This information will be crucial. But everything now quite hurtful. Lin needs to back up, get to the shop. Dude, what? There's a wisp moving north. Is Kaho trying to expand on the enemy side of the map? No way.
Pretty sure he's going level 3 into AP push.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, the wisps going in that direction, aren't they?
Wow. Put all baskets into the APs. What a position for this, man. This is gonna take for a century to walk into Lin's base.
And Lin, perhaps, with a good counterplay. He's pressuring the enemy main base now with a sizable army. And that... is that gonna force a TP? Maybe.
Only a staff so far. Keeper has, of course, a lot of control. Is not getting stuck there. TP home. With this AP position, you can eat through the trees. Of course, you don't have to go all the way around. That saves you, I don't know, 30 seconds or something, but it's still far away. Definitely a position where you don't expect your opponent to be. And players like Foggy did this similar things on Turtle Rock, and they were successful against Lin with that, but also many tower pushes versus Lin have failed in the past. Oh, I'm so curious if this is working
really
out.
Tense. This is really tense. We have the Alchemist second. Mirror image scouting in the middle. Warmill is coming, but it's coming pretty late. Will the reinforce being time? Not necessarily.
Reinforced demolishers, all very helpful. Creep check opportunity. Serpent ward set up, but the null might be going to Kaho here. That would, of course, be huge experience. Takes out creep number 1. Number 2, Alchemist is in as well. And it feels like Lin is a little bit blind. Now we got Nature's Blessing. More armor, more movement speed on these trees. But the null Overseer is still there.
No disenchant yet. Walker adept training still taking a long time. And the AP is starting to get in position. Lin needs to start the reinforced instantly.
Kaho with an opportunity of a lifetime. So many treants. Getting rid of now. Good experience, of course. Clarity is running. You can never be sure how long this shop is standing. A little bit of damage towards the Berserker as well. Couple of pressure hits on that Walker. Grunts are falling rather quickly, and all of a sudden, welcome 3 APs into Lin's base.
Oh, this could be the end for Lin, or can he somehow get out of this sticky situation? He's got a Demolisher in queue. That one needs to be saved, obviously. Shadowhunter's still far away from level 2. Doesn't have the heal wave. Lin is losing so much.
Oh my.
He's losing basically everything.
He's trying to force a town portal on the Keeper, but the positioning is extraordinary. Lin might be getting the Berserker. No, not really. And he's stuck at 41 food because the burrow is falling. Reinforced is nowhere near. Nutrients. Wrath on Nature. It's coming. It's hitting the Orc hard, but one of the APs is down. The demo. Ooh, that was a big snipe. Constant pressure on the gold. Shadowhunter surrounded. 4 points around. Alchemist on the verge of dying, and that was level 2. No heal spray. Shadowhunter is safe. Only the Keeper alive. And of course the AP. Keeper force him to a TP. Maybe. One more hit. He can't really hide. Yeah. TP away. 27 food and a ruptured economy for Lin. But did he just save his game and his winner bracket run?
Dude, this is so close. Keeper staffing back in.
Wow.
But the AP's now under pressure.
Entangle on the radar. Heal wave against it. Won't help too much. Lin is not mining. This AP next to the peon line. Gold.
But it's dropping low, dude. It's at only about half HP. I think Lin should be able to take it out. One more burrow, though. Might be falling. Oh, this is
Mass
close.
repair. Mass repair. Is it enough? He's trying so hard and got so far. But it doesn't matter. Slow comes in. Muddy. Alongside the new Berserker. Alongside the Keeper of the Grove. But I think this burrow is up 200 gold for Lin still. And Kaho is pulling back. Lin defending yet another tower push. But this series is not over yet. Tier 3 transition. Alchemist back as well. Both in shambles. But Kaho did some serious damage.
This was sick. What a sick hold, dude. So scary when 3 APs show up. All of a sudden, in so much trouble. The Dispel from the Walkers wasn't ready. Only coming now. Dude, that was a sick play, by the way. When Shadowrunner got surrounded and he healed himself with a potion to survive, then he used a Serpent Ward to close the surround on the Alchemist. Got that kill. Got level 2. Got the heal spray. Dude, Lin with some amazing plays here. But it was painful. Clearly now displayed in the supply, where Kaho has a noticeable lead.
And tier 3 Night Elf is so hard to break. With what unit combo? With what tech can you do that? With Radar Walker? That alone is not enough. Lots to creep, of course, on the map. Some of the supply by Kaho will be phased out, like that Mud Golem, for example. But he has some control on top of Entangle at the moment. That's pretty good. And we're making strides towards level 3 on the Alchemist. But Kaho, he is not interested in creeping. He's not willing to wait for the tier 3 to finish. He just wants more aggression.
Yeah, he knows the Orc heroes will get a lot more dangerous with higher levels, and big levels are right around the corner. He wants to keep the pressure up now. Lin was able to not finish the camp, but he got the item. And it's the Sobe mask again, dude.
Oh,
that
wow.
is a sick, sick item on the Shadowhunter. And if Lin takes a decent fight and gets some kills, he will get that level 2 very soon. I mean, the double level up, of course.
On the other side, we found the flute on Kaho's side. Can't complain with that. Archer transition, longbow upgrade. And then this is gonna be so much single target damage. Slap the bottom on top, get 2 orbs, and just fire away.
The mirror image scouting by Lin is amazing. He's playing this game so well. He was playing really cautiously, aware that he might be getting pushed not once but twice, maybe even 3 times, and minimize the losses.
Or can he get this? He's getting jumped on. Last hit by Kaho. Amazing. Devotion Aura, of course, also fantastic. Only level 2.7 on the Shadow Hunter. He's not where he's supposed to be. Alchemist level 3. Great amount of healing now. Huntress are falling. Okay, can he get that Kodo? I think it has devoured. No, it didn't. And that is now level 3 with that kill. But the pressure ain't over. Kaho, what do you do with your tier 3 now?
Lin just got a very important level up. Shadow Hunter now finally 3. Yeah, that was a sick glass hit on the Golem. But still, the Orc heroes are getting stronger. Tier 3 finished. Marksmanship is coming. Maybe a third hero, but Orc can fight against Tier 3 Night Elf on only Tier 2, I would say, if you do it well.
Well, Spirit Link will certainly help, as it distributes all that single target damage to a degree, and what's even more helpful is sniping all these archers. They're the main source of damage alongside the Orb of Venom. Muddy trying to get safe, doesn't work, but he did a good job with the slow. No more mana on this Blade Master. Level 4 surround. This is closed, and he doesn't have anything. Is that the knockout punch? Little bit of heal wave. Closes the surround once again. Massive losses on Kaho's side as well. Critical strike. He's trying to find his way out, but the trees are blocking. Another ally for the Night Elf. Moving forward now is Lin trying to scare him away, but Kaho, it's only uphill from here.
Dude, he was like 2 mana away from the Windwalk. Everything is so close in this game. But with how many units died there, I don't even think that's the worst exchange for Lin. He started the revive already. Blade Master gonna be back in around 90 seconds. How much can Kaho get done until then?
Oh, he needs to accelerate a little, especially in army. Only below 40 food. This is not where you're scary. Without the bottom, this is not where you're scary. Lin still has all the chances in the world to advance to the winner bracket final.
Dude, the guts on Lin. He's out on the map. Is that a bit too gutsy? If he gets caught with now the Orb of Venom as well, could be scary. And also the altar might be getting sniped. Lin, not out of the woods yet here.
Oh, that Walker's getting caught, buying valuable seconds for the blade, but he's still a minute trapped. And Kaho realizes this. One target only. New trees being summoned. This is not an altar that will survive. A production facility goes down. Lin decides to go for the tavern as he should. This will also block a possible path to tier 3. Kaho has no town portal though. He can't stay for too long, otherwise he's trapped.
First Burrow going down. It's going to supply block Lin. Reinforce going to finish soon, but not yet. Kaho though in a tough position, now fighting also against the burrows. Lin should be able to force a TP here. Oh wait, there is no TP.
Yep. We have an orb though, but he is trapped indeed. Feels like Kaho has to win this now. Archer moved to the side, not part of this fight anymore. How do you get out? Alchemist about to drop here. Also no staff. He was very cheap on that. Going for the orb, going for the damage, not for the safety. But safety doesn't seem to be necessary for Kaho here. This Alchemist on the line. Oh, he's blocking himself a tiny little bit. Critical strike. Didn't do that much damage. Maybe got caught by the entangle?
Oh, Heroes for Lin also in trouble. Where are the walkers?
God.
Where's the Spirit Link?
The guts on Kaho to move back into this fight with the Alchemist realizing he needs that damage. Another potion used. My God, the nail biter of the summer right here.
Ooh, dude, Lin almost lost everything right there, but somehow he was able to save it. Healing up now in the back of his base. He's huddling behind these burrows. Shop was taken out though. Lin not in the best spot either, but he's close to level 4 Shadow, and that will be a huge level up for the level 2 heal wave. Kaho slightly up in supply. There's actually a walker in the middle of the map. Well, that one should return home.
Kaho entangled the Blade Master while he was in the jumping animation for critical strike and prevented the kill with the Alchemist, keeping the push alive. What a moment in this series. Love it. Walker, of course, in ethereal form, used as a scout. Lin creeping the remainders of the lab. A more valuable camp available for Kaho. We still have red spots. Let's never forget about the red spots. Staff of Silence would be amazing. Spell Shield would be amazing. Mana Pendants, amazing. But we're getting kind of close to Orc levels 5, and that is scary.
Yeah, double level 5 is normally something the Night Elf can't handle, even in decent positions. This game, I would say still looking very even. It's going to come down to how are the fights executed. Kaho still feels the pressure to be aggressive, heading north to the enemy again.
Very unusual to see this on one base. When everything in this matchup revolved around expansion for the past 5 years. Relentless pushing. No resources for a Potom. He has the true shot, so he can spare that. Here we go. Onto the Blade Master once again. We got Wisps in the back line. No detonate yet, but here we go. Not too much to spell. Not too much usage on this Shadow Hunter. Another Raider falls, and these Archer numbers are starting to get insane. Oh, Blade! He's going for the Keeper. He's going for the Throne, but he can hide in the shadows. Invo potion for the Blade, keeping him safe. Archers everywhere. This is almost a full surround of the Orc army. And Tangle here wave. This is nuts. Another save by Lin. He can't reach. Keeper out of the fight, not providing damage, but he's safe. Can wait for the spells to be ready. Blade Master, once he exposes himself, he is dead. Maybe an acid bomb could even kill him, but there's also no mana. Here we go for the Keeper. Blade is ready. Heal potion controlled once again. GG! Kaho, top 3 TP League.
Oh my god, dude. Kaho, what a play. And there we see the emotions coming in. What a relief for him, and what a sick run, dude. Taking out Happy, now taking out Lin. Kaho guaranteed in the top 3, representing the Night Elves and China extremely well. What a play, dude. That one getting as close as it gets. I think, Twisted could have gone either way. Both playing really well there with some sick moves. Lin sort of lost the series on some other maps where he lost the Shadowrunner way too easily. But Kaho, again, ready with a punish. He is the Punisher this tournament. And I would say very deservedly in the top.